What is your body count so far this year?
So it's, July 6th. So I've been with about a person each day for the last 6-7 months.
Each day?
Each day. So, I mean, if there's been 6 months, 30-ish days, then that's a lot of people. We're already in triple digits.
So what's 30 times 6? Someone in the comments let us know.
But yeah, I mean, it could be a little less or a little more, but definitely, I've been with about one person each day. Some days, multiple.
If Jesus can't save these hoes, why are you trying?
Roster for most women is a handful of men that take care of different needs that she has. So one may pay a few of her bills, another one may take her on fancy dates, another one may take her on trips.
Go yourself. That's how I feel.
So it has been decided by millions of women that if he cannot get you off, he no longer counts in your body count. It doesn't matter if it was 10 minutes, like your situation. It doesn't matter if it was an hour. If you don't finish, he doesn't count.
No. Okay. No.
So it has been decided by millions of women that if he cannot get you off, he no longer counts in your body count. It doesn't matter if it was 10 minutes, like your situation. It doesn't matter if it was an hour. If you don't finish, he doesn't count.
Okay, so we have yet another way in which women will just lie about the body count. Okay, we no longer apply the rule of divide by 3 the actual number of chads we've been with. No, now they just directly, if I don't finish, it doesn't count. Well, we should start by maybe pointing out that a lot of women, most women, especially on dating apps and pop culture, they don't get into these relations of intercourse because of the pleasure. Like, the pleasure is the last thing on the list. The reason why they do it is simply for validation and attention. That's it. It's like to show off. You know, it's like every body count is a badge of honor on their sleeve. You know, so men do it mostly for the pleasure, for the physical pleasure. Women, on the other hand, it's more like a psychological joy that they get out of thinking that they have won over other women. You know, oh, he picked me. I get to have him for 15 minutes. So they feel validated when a man does that. It's not for the same reasons as men. And this is why women with high body counts are a huge red flag, right? It just shows that they care more about the superficial validation and about the attention, like a self-absorbed narcissist. They care more about that than about morals, about the future, about kids, about serious relationships, families, marriages, etc.
Okay, please don't hate me for this question, but this was a conversation between me and my girls, and it was along the lines of, okay, this guy I slept with, it was like 10 minutes, right? Can I omit that? Does that count? Like, is that still a number added? Would you even want us to be like, oh yeah, I slept with him and he couldn't even last 10 minutes? Like, would you even want to be counted as someone we slept with? Or can we just pretend this didn't happen?
No, you can't. Here's the thing. Imagine a man in a marriage. If he goes to a hooker and finishes in less than 10 minutes, is that cheating though? Can you count that as cheating? Yes, of course you can. Are you stupid? The thing with cheating, well, in this woman's case, she's not cheating to anybody because she cannot keep a man. But the thing with a high body count being a red flag is, again, it just shows what your priorities are. Picture a woman that is a virgin, has no body count, yet she spends every night at the club and she kisses all the guys around and she chases them for validation and attention and she plays with them and she flirts with them, yet she's not sleeping with them. That is still a red flag. Men will not want to be with a woman, even if she's a virgin, who just pays attention to any man, wants to receive attention from any man, and goes chasing around after chads. Because when you boil it down, yes, having a high body count is a red flag. But what it boils down to is your priorities, right? Having a body count just shows your priorities are the most superficial and stupid things out there that do not make for good wives, do not make for good partners, mothers, and whatever not. So even if, forget about the 10 minutes, even if you just kissed a guy and flirted with him, and the next day you do that with someone else, it's still the same red flag. I mean, you sleeping with them increases the amount of how red the red flag is, but it's still a red flag, no matter if it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or if you didn't even sleep with him. Just your life, your tattoos on your hands are a reflection of that. Your mindset is the red flag, madam.
Roster for most women is a handful of men that take care of different needs that she has. So one may pay a few of her bills, another one may take her on fancy dates, another one may take her on trips. That is not my roster. My roster is men that I am actively dating.
Oh wow, how mature of her, you know, guys?
Most women are not pursuing relationships or giving attention to a ton of men, like a lot of men think. Most women are only speaking to one man or a small handful. I spend about 35% of my life on men because I am trying to decenter men. So the other 65% of my life is spent on my own pursuits, on my creative pursuits, on my job, on my children.
Yeah, guys, so she spends only 35% of her life on men. Now, if we don't account for sleeping, what's that, like 5 hours a day she spends on men? Only, guys, only 5 hours. Like, look, madam, the fact that you are in your 40s, or even more probably if we take that cake up away, you're a single mother and you're still alone, you haven't kept a man around, that speaks more about what you've been doing with your time and what you've been putting it on, than you coming here saying, oh look, I'm so, you know, I'm so mature, I'm trying to go for serious dates, I spend only 35% of my time on men. You know, if you had done that, if you had really done that when you were younger, you wouldn't be here right now. So again, actions speak louder than words. Where you are now in life speaks about what you've been doing in the past, which is probably chasing men who are unavailable and picking the wrong ones to marry to and have children with. And 35% is not a small amount. It's funny how you try and fix it now, right? It's always the same thing, guys. Instead of at an early age, when they're in their peak, when they're in their best years, you know, in their early 20s, instead of going for a good man then, and then having a good family for the rest of their lives. No, guys, when they're young, they always are, you know, on top of the roller coaster, on top of life, hot girl summers, chasing all the unavailable men. And then when they get to 40 and they have 2 children and they are busy with work and life, then, let me try and fix it. And they don't even fix it in the correct way. You know what I'm talking about? Like, oh, I don't keep men as orbiters. I don't want them to pay the free meal. I'm just talking to like 5 of them, you know, just a handful. That is, if you can fit 5 men in your hand. Just a handful. You know, what's the problem? And she's like, you know, categorizing them, putting them in different groups, trying to see which man is the best. Oh, this one earns more money, but the other one has a better 6-pack. This other one doesn't have a 6-pack, but he's way more rich and he's 6 feet tall. Like, browsing through men like they're characters from a video game, you know, trying to find which one is best at defeating the boss. Extremely cringe.
Things that I like to do. So in that 35% window, I have to be very choosy about how I spend that limited time. I am on a couple dating apps, and usually I'm talking to 3 men. These 3 men have made it off of the apps. They have my cell phone number. We are talking regularly. We usually have a date planned. A date is imminent. I will know usually on the first date whether or not they're going to stay in that 3-man rotation. If I'm not feeling it, I tell them very quickly and open up space in that 3-man rotation. I may give them a couple dates, maybe 2 to 3. I usually know in that amount of time if I want to move forward. I'm looking for a relationship, so I'm not out here trying to just have fun and be given fancy dinners. I'll make...
Again, guys, just how mature of her. She's so benevolent, like she is godlike, you know. oh, I'm not trying to just get a free meal, even though of course I don't pay for the meal, of course they do. But still, what did I tell you? It's like literally like browsing through characters from a video game. She keeps a 3-man rotation apparently, which just essentially makes her a 304, but we're not going to talk about that right now. She keeps a 3-man rotation, and let me tell you, of course these men don't know that she's doing this. She's just leading them on. She's telling them that she's looking for a relationship, yet little do they know that they're just being played. That they're just playing a game, they're just competing against other men for a prize that is not worth it, and that they can be dismissed at any time. And it's so funny, guys. We so often get a video from a woman saying, come on, guys, come on, let's be adults. Let's, you know, if you're not interested in me, just tell me. We're adults, we can sort this out, just tell me. You know, they will whine and complain and cry about men ghosting them eventually, you know, that one time that it happens to them every 5 years. Yet men, they get ghosted and played and manipulated all the damn time. All the damn time they're on dating apps, they're being led on. They're being, you know, they're not told the truth. Like this woman is playing with them, you know, just trying to see who wins the prize. Like she's some sort of a recruiter, and she's looking through 3 applications, you know, trying to find the best candidate for the spot. What is the prize, is my question. Are you the prize? A single mother in her 40s whose lips look like a monkey's ass? Is that the prize? Damn it, man.
Make my own dinner at home with a glass of wine. So I usually have 3 men that I have dates planned, we're talking regularly, and that's it. And then if a man drops off of that 3-man rotation, then I go back into the apps, and at that point now I have to spend some of that 35% looking for other men, trying to talk to other men and make connections. Now, if I'm on a dating app and I have liked somebody and he's liked me back and the app tells me that, I will not reach out to him because there's too many men in that basket. And I'm not trying to sound out of pocket and, you know, conceited or anything, but I think most women have a plethora of men in apps that they have liked or that have liked them back. If a man will then reach out to me in a message on the app after we've both liked each other, then I will pursue that if I like him. And that is not hard to touch upon. I can instantly start talking to another man that we have both liked each other and he's messaged me.
All right. Seriously, guys, I just don't care anymore. I've heard enough from her approach to not have to listen to the end. Her approach is literally being a vulture, an opportunistic vulture. She looks for what she can find. She selects the 3 best men, and then she goes on a couple of free meal dates where she will receive some free meal, some free validation, some free S3X if she likes the guys enough. Because come on, let's be honest, she's not being celibate. She's not just dating these 3 men, talking. No, she hasn't been celibate for the past 5 years. She's been alone. Of course, she's sleeping with those men. Like, guys, she's literally a 304, dating multiple men and sleeping with multiple men and not committing to none. A 304 is what she is. Yet she tries to put herself in this light of, look at me, I'm so divine. I'm not like the other women who have S3X with random men. No, I'm a woman who has S3X with 3 random men, but I have selected them. There's a complete difference. And these men just, they don't know what they're getting into. They're probably there just for the fun, because, you know, you've been on this, playing this game of selecting 3 men for a couple of years now, and you're still single. It just shows these women's standards, guys. It just shows why they are single. Because, let me play some gameplay while I rant. Because they keep selecting men, and they just always find something better. Like, she has selected 3 men out of probably 100 or 200 that she's met. She selects 3, and then she starts with the standards, with the expectations. I can get something better. And then one guy happens to be better than the rest. She goes for him, but then she finds another guy who just is slightly better in one way or another, you know, and she keeps changing them. And this is the problem with modern women. Like, they don't realize that they're not choosers, they are beggars. You know, they need men in the same way that men need women. It's just men settle at some point. They find a woman they like, they want to be with her because, or her personality, because of the way she is. They're not looking for something better. They're not looking for the next woman that is a slightly better version, you know, the 2.0 version of their partner. No, they just settle. Women, on the other hand, they always want the next step. They always want something more. And you will see that even in relationships, even in marriages. Like the vast number of videos I have made on dating after divorce, it's essentially like 90% of women dating after divorce are women who left that divorce in order to get something better, in order to improve their partner, thinking that they will be better off with someone else and leaving the marriage. You know, they always do that, guys. It's impossible to please them. You will always be substituted by someone else. Like, if you're not the best man in that area, in that state, in that country, at some point, she's going to start comparing you with other guys. It's absolutely disgusting. And, you know, it makes you wonder what makes them think, these women, that they have deserved that? Are they the best option around? Are they the best woman in that state? No, they're a common 3 or 4. Like, this woman is a miserable single mother in her 40s, and there are millions like her. She's not a special snowflake. She's one of the many, extremely large amount of women. Yet she feels entitled to have the best of the best men. And you know what will happen with this guy, with this one, guys? You know what will happen? She'll just get played, because it just so happens that those 3 men that she thinks she has selected, they are just way better than her. They're leagues above her, because she goes for the men who are clearly out of her league and will never want to spend more than 15 minutes with her, and she thinks that they will eventually commit. They will never do that. And this is why these women stay single, guys. It's extremely pathetic, these women, how delusional they are. But hey, they're doing a service to the chat community by, you know, allowing them to have some fun when they're bored on a Tuesday. Well, guys, thank you for watching. I'll leave you off here. Leave me your comments down below, and I'll be happy to see you next time. Have a good one.